Hello. Gary Dore. Back with another message. In beautiful Whittier, California. Okay, listen to this later. This is the first going to be the first video about Jimmy Dore, the Jimmy Dore question, shall we say. It's the first of the Gary Dore videos about the Jimmy Dore question. Wait a minute, Jimmy Dore. That's interesting. All right. What we're going to do here, we're going to go to the Lee Camp page where basically, like, people say I'm trolling him, okay? People say Gary Dore's trolling him. I'm using my actual, real name, so we'll try to keep this from here. Hilarious. Well, someone cried to Brightside. At least it really hurts Hillbots. Because, yeah, I hate them. I do hate Hillbots. I mean, it's vindictive, but, like, they're just like, okay, this is another issue. Back to this. This is just about, okay, I feel like starting over because I'm, like, just into it, and I got to get to the goddamn point here faster. But I'm not going to, like, maybe I'll just cut this part out later. Okay. We're going to go to the redacted tonight where here, basically, I am kind of just trolling see, I thought that was a reaction to my Lee Camp possible comment, but no. And here's my Lee Camp comment. I'm going to read it. Lee Camp is a fraud. He and Peter Joseph's Facebook pages have already blocked me. They are actually right-wing libertarians, and they oppose Bernie Sanders' progressive agenda. All the other genuine progressive outlets have already talked about U.S. Senator Bernie Sanders' job guarantee proposal. Let's see how long it takes Lee. Obviously, they're just on and on about the libertarian issues and conveniently avoiding economic populism, all caps, which is actually the solution to war. Well, I'll explain that in a second. But they will continue to lead you into the abyss. Lee Camp is a liar. This is my message to Jimmy Dore. This is what I'm here to tell you. This is based on the things Lee Camp has said in his agreements in the video of Peter Joseph. Seems like if I look like this, there's a weird angle. That basically Peter Joseph is saying, oh, because we're at a different stage of capitalism. We're at a different stage of capitalism, Jimmy Dore. You friggin' jag-off. Okay, that's my Jimmy Dore impression. I'm thinking I should have taken a shower first because my sinuses. I can hear my sinuses. Ugh. All right, I'm just going to finish this one up because it's just not going that great. But I'm going to leave it on. And I hope I could even communicate this. I know I just want to get the word out there in any way, like what my point is. This is, and even the stuff about the central bank, I mean, this was my point is like, yeah, the job guarantee proposal, what the fuck, man? Everybody, all the real outlets, let's see what kind of issues that are important to the Lee Camp Redacted Tonight show. This is Syria, of course, banking, and that's important in Iran, international stuff, banking. And what we're seeing, we're looking for any trace of economic populism on Redacted Tonight. Oh, I have some on my screen. Sorry. I looked weird because I'm looking right at myself right now, and I feel weird. Okay. And I sound like so nasal now that I'm, oh. Okay. So we're just looking for between mine and the propaganda. Yeah, corporate profits. Propaganda, yeah. I mean, I know we all know this, that CNN and Fox are basically the same kind of interest. That's where I'm coming from. I don't know if, I mean, you just try to explain stuff to people and you like have to like, you don't know where they're at. So, and Redacted Tonight is like with a lot of people who don't really know where, they're against war, and they know they're like with this whole, what feels like a sort of movement. Here's like TCM Montreal pages liked by this page. So he's into TCM, but he's into it. It's his buddy, and somehow I don't know where he just popped out of nowhere. He's not like a comedian. In other words, I don't think he had any success as an actual comedian. And obviously Jimmy Dore really didn't have like particular success just as a comedian. He was a comedian, but a working comedian, but not like, not a big draw, I don't believe. A true patriot. Interesting. I'm just randomly saying. The CIA Akira Q, I think, yeah, these are just typical, nothing diverting from libertarian policy. I'm just saying like basic far right idea of, free markets and that whole libertarian philosophy, which, if you don't know what that is, you got to really learn what those people are all about. Obviously, I'd often going to recommend Right Wing Watch. It's fantastic documentaries, which can just fill you in, I think, as quick as anything. And of course, Tom Hartman and Sam Sater have many, many very extremely informative episodes on the phenomenon of American right-wing libertarianism, which is actually, I would say, the dominant philosophical underlying basis for modern conservatism. Even Donald Trump, I would say, is a form of libertarian freedom, brother. Okay, so Democrats suing how about the Democrats suck? They do. So it's like, yeah. So left-winger would like this. These are all things that left-wingers would like. And here's something about John McCain being the shit. Yeah. This is everything left-winger would like, but with conveniently minus the economic populism. Hard to swallow pills. Democrats aren't ending police. Yeah. Something about how bad the Democrats are. Agreed. Which, that's one thing that lends like credence to the whole idea, is that like the system is so I feel like system is so tangled and corrupt that how are you going to uncorrupt it? But obviously the answer is not to, when you have a corrupt baseball game, you don't just get rid of the umpire. That's not, unless the umpire is the corrupt part. People are cheating in the baseball game. You say like, well, the other team's cheating every time, so we have to get rid of the umpire. No, we would say like they're cheating and they lose because you can't cheat and win, because it's not allowed in the game of baseball. I'm pretty sure. So I try to make them like an extra simple, so even like some of these people who really aren't getting it, and I'm afraid to say Jimmy Dore. It doesn't seem like he's really. And then I'm going to go like, let's see what Jimmy Dore says about the job guarantee. I haven't seen. I'm sure he's going to do a show on it for his Jimmy Dore show. So we'll see. But Lee Camp hasn't done one. Redacted Tonight has not talked about it. Here's about gas masks and shit like that too. DNC fraud lawsuit. The fact that the Democrats are frauds. This is all stuff that also the right wing likes. This is the stuff that progressives and the right wing agree on. This is not, like I say, the economic populism. All right. And I'm about done with this video because I'm not sure where. Oh, I have my note here. I only made one note. Yeah, just my point is that he made it very clear he didn't support the Bernie Sanders populist agenda, right? And Jimmy's getting all involved with these people, I don't want to go up into that tangent of like, what is the reason why you would trust Sam Sater. But the basic reason, this is the overarching reason that I'm going to say is because you could see the overarching reason. I'm going to try to finish my thoughts more. That we can say definitively that Caitlin Johnstone is full of shit. It's really not difficult to do. We spotted her as being totally full of shit. But Jimmy Dore, you know, I mean, we just like, just in many, many ways, just like over and over. I literally over a year ago now, I was blocked from her Facebook page for just watch this same phenomenon, the same exact thing over and over with all these people where they're interested in war and they sort of tinkle at, oh, the corporations are bad. But when it talks to actual, the typical reforms that any normal country would have anywhere in the world, the minimum wage, the healthcare, the college, the whatever Bernie Sanders' agenda, you know what it is. Anywhere in the world, Peter Joseph's like, oh, we can't have it because we're at a different stage. No, not buying it, not, especially when it's the same thing over and over and over and over and over and over. Jimmy Dore. Do you see what I'm saying, Jimmy Dore? It's the same thing where they believe in these right-wing libertarian ideas, but they reject, they're not focusing on the economic populism, and they'll even abandon Bernie Sanders for being, for having like these weird, there's all these weird like little positions where, he voted for this and that and this, and he's not a strict war guy, but, it's ridiculous. And then they come up with the three has somebody they don't have anything on Bernie. He's been vetted. Even this one, Amanda Marcotte, that's a total like red herring to come out with this thing. Well, when they really start going after socialism, then they'll make people realize, oh, I didn't realize that what socialism was. I mean, that's like way better than what we have now. Way better. What we have now is ridiculous. Like all these people, because I know Jimmy's sincere. He identifies the problem that you have a guy like Bezos who's extracting wealth. You have the Walmarts, all these, Buffett, the usual cast of characters who are all, and that's the thing is Peter Joseph too. He will identify the problem correctly, but then when it comes down to the basic solutions, he's like, well, I live in a city with it's planned by a computer or something. I don't know, it's a techno. So I went into there's another total random thing that they were talking about. This is what I was thinking about though. Very random is like how eventually the artificial intelligence is going to, it's going to start working on its own and it's going to figure out what it needs to do and it's going to take over society and start running it. So let's see if that happens. I think that's maybe part of what Peter Joseph's saying, kind of. We just have to keep supporting the status quo to keep just let computers keep controlling everything. But I'm basically for, but also with the workers controlling the means of computing, because obviously if the power's in too few hands, we see what happens. This is it. The wealth's in too few hands, we see it. This is it. That's why anarchy, people use just the general political term. And people, and this is another part, I try to make it like as simple, because this is like, I try to explain like the smart things to people who may be less smart and who aren't getting it. In this case, maybe Jimmy Dore, but less power. You have to attack that's the thing with Sam Sater and Michael Brooks too. These guys are like, and Cenk Uygur. Can you think about like how much smarter all three of these guys are? No offense, Jimmy Dore is like, smart guy, maybe smarter than me. No, probably not. But yeah, just the arrogance and like what they do is they weaponize his fear and anger at like Hillary, and like everybody hates Hillary and they hate the neoliberal establishment and Obama, and that's what the left is. It's all consistent. You see a consistency, but then you see this type of stuff here. We'll go 5 more, just to show how far along are we. And there's nothing of economic populism anywhere. It has nothing to do with it. It's just not, because it doesn't support it. It's not in favor of it. Porn star, media attention, porn star, media, all about how the media sucks, the DNC sucks, the war state sucks, Happy Earth Day, the Pentagon is bad. All stuff that right-wing libertarians all say all the frigging time. Stuff of a group of moderate Republicans called the Democratic Party. See, yeah, something bad about Democratic Party. Jimmy Dore, it's right here. The evidence is right here. Is Lee Camp for economic populism? Is he for it? Does he seem to agree with your agenda, Jimmy Dore? Of your agreements with Bernie's populist agenda, Jimmy Dore? Do you see what I'm saying? Jimmy Dore. I don't know how to. Okay, I think let's hear the rest of the song. Where is it? Oh no, I just turned it off. Play me out. Play me out. Oh, I gotta fucking thing. Never mind. I'm gonna go. Ain't got no tone. I'm gonna do my version later with the Gary DeFore of Ain't Got No. I'm gonna move this. Thank you, America.